What is this defection and some of the activities that we've seen in the past days, especially the movement from the PDP to the APC? What does this mean for our politics? Let's get talking, everyone. And I'm being joined by a member of the APC, Mr. Alwan Hassan. Is in our Abuja studio, and just beside him there is a PDP member, Mr. Anthony Ehilebo. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight on the program. I think we should begin the conversation with Mr. Ehilebo, and let's get a sense of what is happening in your party, Mr. Ehilebo. Time and time again, governors after governors, senator now has followed, leaving your party, and perhaps from some states that is regarded as strongholds of the PDP. Delta State, for example, we've seen Ebonyi, another example, where and even Cross River State. These are states that are regarded as the stronghold of the PDP, but your chieftains are leaving. What is happening in your party?
Well, Shaun, there's nothing really happening in the PDP that we're not fully aware of. PDP is still steady as compared to the APC that doesn't even have an NWC, cannot constitute its BOT. When you say there's a wave of defections, just a few recalcitrant, well, I wouldn't want to put names on them, but people who have no sense of value, who have no sense of what being in a political party means, just perhaps because they are offered juicy positions. Perhaps if he were a governor, he would be offered some sort of maybe future vice presidency or presidency role, which they were all promised. And I wonder how many of them will achieve that. But to say that there is a wave of defections, Shaun, is not totally a factual statement. We've had a couple, and it happens. Nigeria is a country that is tilted on economic, based on an economic precipice. So you would find out that people do not have the integrity to stay in opposition. But we, as the opposition, know that by 2023, it will be the time of PDP because APC, like the president has admitted, has failed woefully. They cannot even constitute their National Working Committee. For over a year now, they've not had a National Working Committee, and you want to call that a party. The PDP has developed mechanisms to survive over the years, even as an opposition party. It is still doing well. If you are talking about Senator Nwabushi's defection, since 2019, the distinguished senator has not participated in anything that was PDP. And just yesterday, the local PDP in Delta State had suspended him and forwarded for action of expulsion to the NWC his suspension file. And I'll let you know that as soon as he was defecting to the APC in Delta State, people who felt that he was bad news defected to the PDP. So we're not all too bothered about this defection. What I would say is taking the mandate of one political party and moving to another one is perhaps something that we in both political parties need to become conscious of. That it doesn't spell well. I mean, what is the gain? What exactly is he saying he's moving to? You cannot move from a ship that is assembling its armada and preparing to sail to victory and move to a sinking ship, which is what the APC currently represents. It cannot get its act together. It doesn't seem, it has taken a governor away from his obligations as a state governor and is functioning as a chairman of a political party. Who does that? And you want to tell me that political party understands what it's doing? Senator Nwabushi, personally, I think he has his proclivities. He has not functioned in PDP. He has had one leg in APC, one leg in PDP. The same thing we would say for one or two of the governors that have defected. Some, I know that they are currently promising heaven and earth that they should move. But he should look at the governors that have defected and see how far they have come. What is happening to their states? Have their states suddenly become El Dorados? No. These are promises of a dying party. The last-minute gasps for air that they Anthony, come to and get people to defect to them.
Anthony, before I allow Alwan to come into the conversation, so there are 2 points I would like you to address. And you've spent some time in politics, so you perhaps will understand the ramifications of this question. First and foremost, some of the people that we're talking about, we're not even talking about some floor members of the party, some ordinary members of your party. We're talking about at least 2 governors in the last 5 or 6 months and a senator. And I'm making reference to this because a governor is a leader of the party in a state. 2 of them have left your state. Not only that, there are governors that are spending their last term. So they're perhaps not seeking re-election. So you'll be wondering that their decision perhaps is not based on votes. Secondly, these are governors from PDP strongholds. And so you think that this does not matter for your party?
Well, Sean, just to respond to you, if at the time when Governor David Umahi left the PDP, every House of Rep and every senator from Ebonyi State decamped with him, perhaps I'll be worried. If when Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River defected, the whole of Cross River State defected with him, I'd be worried. We saw the next day, just the next day after he defected for whatever reason it was, we saw the former governor of the state coming back to the party. And that is one of the best governors described in Nigeria to have performed, the former governor of Cross River State, defecting back to the party. Now, you don't want to, it may not be the right time to tell you the number of governors, the number of House of Rep members who are tired of APC and want to defect. But for one reason or victimization or the other, they have decided to just tarry along or tarry a while until that time comes when you will have a gale of defections across board. But right now, as a politician, like you said, and you indicated to me, I've been in this game for a very long time. And I know that as an opposition, as a ruling party senator or House of Rep member, if you want to defect, this is not the time. The time will come very close to the election, and you will see what will happen. Because the people will naturally go where the population, the national population is going. And the national population, as you know in Nigeria today, is having to pay almost 500 naira to $1. Is having to buy a bag of rice they used to buy for 8,000 naira at almost 30,000 naira. And you think that this, wait till PDP starts doing its e-registration. That is when you will understand how the Nigerian people feel. We have put mechanisms in place. So for me, if a man is leaving the party and we are looking to get the grassroots people, like you said, you were talking about people, senior member or a senator. I don't think as a politician, that is the most important person to me in a political party. The most important person to me are the grassroots people, the people that are so affected by the actions of government. So if a senator, so what? He's just one person. Who told you that the rest of the people in the Cross River State today remains a fully PDP state? Even if the 3 senators in Delta State move, you still know that Delta State is still a PDP state. So I don't understand how that should concern me as a political analyst or somebody who has been in politics.
Mr. Ahilaba, just a moment, we need to take a breather. But when we come back, we'll hear the APC side to this matter, because for President Buhari, it is a situation of life and death. He says the party has bounced back to life. So it means a lot for the APC, all of these defections. For the PDP, Anthony said it doesn't mean so much for them. But we'll hear from Alwan Hassan after this break, everyone. Join us again. If you have a pen, put some notes down, because political history is something that people sometimes easily forget. And so when you see defections upon defections and elections are not here, you'll be wondering what exactly is happening. But for President Buhari, it says it means that his party has bounced back to life. Anthony Ahilaba is a member of the PDP, a party that has been on the receiving end of some of his defection. His party has been seeing such a situation where some members have left, and the APC has been on the receiving end. And Alwan Hassan is a member of the APC. So let's listen to Alwan Hassan. Perhaps I'll allow you to react to some of the things that Anthony said. For him, the defections don't mean anything. Those 2 governors, the senator, for him, politically speaking, it means nothing. Alwan, how do you react to that?
Sheun, thank you for having me. You see, PDP is a party in extinction. Its entire genetic heritage has been lost for good. what we have remaining in the PDP are a bunch of former governors, just as he said, who are struggling to still stay in the limelight so as they don't give people like him opportunities to prosper. These former governors are in the likes of Sule Lamido, Fayoshe, do nothing apart from coming up in the morning after breakfast to smear the name of President Muhammadu Buhari because he has made a brand of himself which they will never attain in their history. So they will use that to make names, Sheun. And talking about they are not bothered about the defection of governors. We would have another governor coming into our party next week. And building up to the elections in 2013, 2014, what gave the APC the strongest mind to come into election with the sitting party, then the PDP, was the defection of governors from the PDP coming into the APC. Showing whether anyone likes it or not, PDP has failed Nigerians as opposition. In fact, it has failed us as a party in the ruling system. Why? Because they have failed in their functions to keep us on check and keep us on our toes. They do nothing. In the last 6-7 years, there is nothing the PDP does like talking about cows, Sheun. We cannot have a decent conversation with an opposition on policies of government. All they know is to just try and talk about cows, which are just waste of time. You see, Sheun, in my own opinion, we would like to have a strong and formidable opposition that will keep us on check. But unfortunately, we don't have. We have decided as young people of the party, to call on a national conversation. We need to have a conversation of the kind of country we want to live in. We want to have a conversation with the young people of the country on the kind of Nigeria we want to see and we want to live in. And this conversation will cut across party affiliation. The likes of Hilabo, my friend, will all be invited into this huge conversation and huge gathering, which our party is going to back by and give us the opportunity to speak to Nigerians. Because as it stands today, our only opposition as a party are the activists on the streets and the opposition within, Sheun.
Right.
The opposition party, PDP, has become very weak to an extent that it is making Nigeria a one-party state.
All right. So let me quickly ask you, as part of the reaction to what he said, he made mention that your party is in some kind of turmoil and confusion. He says you cannot even organize congresses and convention to even get a proper leadership. He made a mention that you have a governor who is running the affairs of your party. According to him, he says that puts your party in a mess. Does it actually give credence to what the president has said when the president said, with the work done by the committee, the party has bounced back to life? When the president said your party has bounced back to life, that means it's in some kind of comatose or was dead or perhaps was on life support at some point. Was what Anthony said, does the president's statement give credence to it?
Sheun, you and I know, if we can remember, that this party was about to explode before the coming of Governor Memala Buni as the caretaker. If not for anything, this caretaker committee has brought peace into our party. Sometimes last year, before this committee came in, or in 2019, ending 2019, 2020, we were having so much challenges in the party. This caretaker committee came in and brought peace to the party. And whosoever is saying this caretaker committee has not done anything is just making fun of himself. In just 1.5 years, this same caretaker committee has received 2 present governors, sitting governors of the PDP, and it is receiving more. 1 is coming in next week, and 2 more will be coming in before the end of the year. We have this same caretaker committee has conducted a revalidation of registry in our party. We have registered new people. When he talked about the grassroots, go and check our new registry and see how people rushed into to key into the APC. Then, talking about what the president is saying, that our party is now well and alive to his responsibility, it is because he is thinking about the APC he knew in 2013, 2014, build up to the 2015 election. This is exactly what the caretaker committee is giving us today. So we are fine with it. We are the young people in the party, and we are the partners in the party. And we are telling you and telling Nigerians that this caretaker committee is in order and is doing its best to see that things are being managed well. We have a list of programs to do. There is going to be congresses in the next 2 weeks. After the congresses, we have a convention coming up still this year, which the substantive NWC members will come in and steer the events of the party to the build-up of 2023 elections.
So this is how I would like us to wrap up this conversation. The debate whether or not after President Buhari, what becomes of the APC. Let me come to you, Anthony. And your party wants to come back to prominence in 2023. What chance does your party have? What becomes of the APC? Is your party afraid of the APC after President Buhari? Quickly, just to wrap up on the conversation tonight.
Shehu, the truth is that APC doesn't exist. It doesn't have. It can't even create it. It doesn't even have a BOT. Many of them, including him and some other people, were nominated to the BOT in 2015. They have not actualized that BOT to today as we speak. He's laughing. He talked about policy. He talked about APC coming to debate policy. Which policy? In the 6 years we have seen them, have they had any policy that has made sense to anybody? That is the party I will sit there and have policy discussion with. These guys are just interesting fellows. Shehu, there is not going to be any APC after 2023. They should just go back to opposition. They are better off as opposition party people. All they do is forum shop for people. Look, how can you say the legitimacy or aliveness of your party is based on people defecting, a governor coming, you have gone to Kajo to come to your party. That means your party is alive. You can't even conduct simple party activities. They can't. PDP has finished congresses. They finished zonal congresses. They only have Northwest to do. These people have not even started one congress. And they are telling me they are a political party. So, look, Nigerians have realized that 2015, they were misled by a bunch of people who created fables and tales for them. I'm so sorry for those that have fallen. Again, I will continue to fall. In case anybody wants to fall, they should remember that APC wasn't in the contest in a particular state.
All right.
They were not, the court didn't even see them there. So if they move to that party, they should be, whatever they see, they should take it. Because it takes away the legitimacy they have as governors. I feel very sorry for anybody that considers APC as a party right now. Because it is not a functional party. It doesn't have anything or semblance of a political party.
Anthony,
PDP has been having NEC meetings, series of NEC meetings. You cannot say that PDP is not a functional party. It continues to have NWC meetings. It continues to function on every level that a political party should function.
The same question for Alwan. What happens to your party after President Buhari leaves office? He's going to end his second tenure. So what happens? Because for those people who say, after President Buhari, forget APC. And the PDP says they're coming back to prominence. Is your party afraid of the PDP?
God forbid. Shehu. Who are we? Where is the PDP? Shehu, for the people that are saying this party will crumble after President Muhammadu Buhari, I think they are just speaking their mind, and it is their opinion, and they are entitled to it. President Muhammadu Buhari has set the pace in this party. We will build on it, and we will come out stronger. APC is the future party. APC is the party for the generational thinkers, and we will succeed and deliver Nigeria. This I promise you, Shehu.
Alwan Hassan, a member of the APC. Anthony Hilaba, member of the PDP. Gentlemen, thank you for the gentleman conversation, because on a normal day, this kind of conversation don't end this way. But thank you so much for the civility. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, what a conversation for a Friday evening. I appreciate your company, everyone, wherever you may be watching. I'm Sean Kimbaloe. Thank you so much. Bye for now.